old school Nordic track. This is how I like to rock. I put this on an incline, and then what I do is I get started. This machine has stride mechanics kind of built right into it. You just have to posture up, hold on if you're on the incline, and just get your heart rate up. So let's talk about the heart rate. Let's talk about the importance of the heart rate. So, warm-ups. A lot of people take them a little too light. So I just want to be clear. Warm-up should be at least 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes has to be incrementally difficult. You have to establish heart math. Pardon me. So what that means is wake up in the morning and take that baseline measurement, your resting heart rate. Your resting heart rate is going to be the standard that you operate from. From that standard, you're going to do your warm-up. When you do your warm-up, after about 5 minutes, take your heart rate. Compare that number to that of your resting heart rate. Get back to your warm-up. Do another 5 minutes. Take another heart rate. Do another 5 minutes. Take another heart rate. You'll have 15 minutes and 3 measurements that you'll be able to cross-reference with your resting heart rate from the morning. You're constantly cross-referencing your heart rate measurements. Heart math is the truth. Now let's get back to it. You're in the workout now. So, people ask me all the time, how many sets? How many reps? And while I'd love to simply answer that question, I don't operate using that paradigm. I really don't. Instead, what we do is we've carved out our own paradigm. And the way we've done it is through biofeedback and execution. We can't predetermine sets and reps when we're unaware of the heart math and the biomechanics. It looks great on paper when you can format things, program things, but people aren't to be programmed like that. It just does not quite fit. It can work in some instances for certain things, but not for everyone and not for everything. And just to be specific now, when swamp lunges, which is the very first exercise that any of my athletes or people I consult 2 and 4 will do, when that exercise breaks down, first the biofeedback is essential because the swamp lunge is the biomechanics assessment tool. It tells you what needs work. But when that athlete breaks down, that heart rate measurement at that exact moment is very high. Swamp lunges are intense. And it is not easy. When you focus and follow the format in Basketball Strength Volume 1 for swamp lunges, you are working as hard and as smart as you can as an athlete. You'll realize after you do it, and we keep in touch, the paradigm will shift from what you used to know to what you've now experienced. And you're even going to want to jump back and be like, well, what if I just do, squats on this day? And, and we'll chat, and I'll be like, trust the process. Remember how good you feel. Remember what got you here. So that's kind of the key. Once you turn the page and go basketball strength, you're going to learn how to take care of yourself. You're going to learn how to monitor your health, starting with your resting heart rate. And you're going to constantly do that math. And then you're going to keep yourself in target heart rate zones that are first established by your awareness of your resting heart rate. Then you're going to monitor that heart rate through workouts, through warm-ups. Like right now, I'm doing this warm-up, chatting with you. We have to have this talk. It's just a way for you to understand how I kind of do business with myself and everyone else. Real talk. I have a lot of people ask me to train them, and I wish I have the time, but I just really don't anymore. I'm booked until July. But here's the fact. When you're busy, you can still find time to do things. And what I recommend is as follows. Anytime you can work. Work hard and work smart. And do things that make sense with people that know what they're doing. It's a very important thing. So let's get into the format. When people ask me to train them, the first thing I do is establish their health protocol. It's a series of questions. It's a dialogue that proves that the athletes, and or coaches have a full bill of health. No restrictions, constraints that would otherwise hamper their progress in the basketball strength. In which case of constraints, modifications can be made, of course. And moving into the program, the really exciting aspect of it is teaching the transferable aspect to it. How to use the swamp lunge as the biomechanics assessment tool. How to shift into the basketball strength paradigm and stay there. The mindset map that's necessary in order to maintain this tactical advantage, because that's what it is. It's a mental, tactical advantage. It's a perspective that's not often used, but it is used. I'm not the only one using this sort of perspective. It's a careful blend of holistic healing, martial science applications, biomechanics, fitness, track and field applications, nature. It's a great blend. You're going to see and feel a lot of it. The key with the swamp lunges, acute, right, and after that, obtuse angles, and then a mix. So let's show you some upper body integration now. And this gets pretty challenging. An old style machine with a really effective format here, right? Upper body, lower body, we'll just keep it moving. Goal here is to get warm, have this talk with you, have you understand that when we train, we warm up, we really get the heart rate up. That's the purpose. Pardon me. Back when I wasn't quite so busy and I was schedule open to training people, like immediately, I would make sure that they were okay health-wise, but that they also established a 3-month cardiovascular program that I gave them. Now this established the fact that they would be ready for me and what we do after 3 months. Because I ask people to do a little bit more than what they're used to doing. That's just how I do it. Again, it's the mental, tactical advantage. That's what we're after. Anybody can earn physical results, but it's like, how can you get to that mental achievement where you're actually proud of yourself for doing what you did? All right, so let's stop this. Let's come down now, and now let's execute swamp lunges right from the start. Right from those checkpoints, right, that biomechanics assessment. Let's see what we get. I'm I'm listening to my body. What signs is it sending right now? With every step, what do I feel, right? Right through here. Do I feel anything? Is anything signaling? I've gotten feedback sometimes, like Coach Lemanczyk, I just don't seem to have a lot of room to work in, and I'm unsure if I can use your program. I understand that, but check me out. I'm here at my home in Long Beach on a winter day, talking to you, getting in some work, showing you the biomechanics assessment. I can't show you what I feel, but I can tell you that every movement here is specifically designed in Basketball Strength Volume 1. And I'm learning a lot about myself every repetition I do. And folks, I've been actually doing this exercise since 1997, and I'm still learning. I've made a tremendous amount of progress since 2019, when I was able to move again after all those surgeries and procedures after the accident. But it's always methodical like this. It's smooth. Pardon me, I studied martial arts many years. Everything is done smooth, under control, and then we speed it up. Nothing is done fast right away. So like right now, what I'm looking for is I'm going to change up my angles a little bit. Mix in some acute angles like this, so I can kind of get together a little bit, more compact, feel what that feels like. I really want to put the stress on different aspects of my knees and hips and ankles. That's kind of what I'm looking to do. I'm really looking to understand where I'm at physiologically. And this is one of the tools that I encourage you to use, learn about, and please support me in what I do and how I teach. Because this aspect of training, it's going to greatly benefit thousands and thousands of people. You get people out of dangerous environments with a lack of supervision, and you put them back in a situation like this that teaches them how to use their body with their body, where they can peer supervise, self-assess, peer assess. You're winning the game. Remember, I'm an athlete, right? And a coach, but I'm also an educator. 18-year educator, professional. What I do is implement curriculum and carry it out for a living. It's actually what I do. So you rest assured, everything I put together, from the breathing exercises to the warm-ups to the biomechanics assessments to the exercises to the skill drills. Folks that don't know what I'm doing and don't know player development will say things like, you're always playing things, you're always doing drills by yourself. Those moves don't work. Silly rabbits. All those moves work. I learned those moves from the best players I've ever seen. And then I used them against great players, and they worked well. That's why I share them with you. I want you to be better. I've already been good. It's not about me, it's about you. It's never been about me now. This is just demonstrations to make it clear what you can do. Okay. So now I'm getting signals in my glutes. So what do I want to do? Go to it. I don't want to say, wait a minute. I'm feeling in my glutes. I should stop. No, that means I need to stretch. So to activate the glutes, it's hip extension. I'm going to lean on this hip flex, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my leg and then flex that glute. So let's do that again. Right, I'm going right to it. And that's why swamp lunge is a great teacher, because this exercise here, what I'm doing is I'm relaxing the knee, and I'm just carrying the leg through the hip, and then holding it with the glute at the end. The key is relaxing the knee. You're going to have abduction of the hip. Pardon me. But this is an essential movement that will really help you to isolate the glute, especially when it starts to fire off. And now I'm going to wait a moment. I have to do the same thing on the other side. Why? When I was doing those swamp lunges, I felt it right through the glutes, much more than the quadriceps, much more than the hamstrings. I said, wait a minute, that is the biofeedback. So right when that biofeedback comes into play, we go right to it. We know how to interpret the event. So now it's just a matter of getting in these reps too. Hip flexion into hip extension, relaxing the knee, and just allowing the leg to be carried through this range of motion, being pulled by the hip extensors, and then movement finished by the glutes. There's slight hip abduction here, and of course balance element. And your other leg will be fatigued too, but you'll do your best. Just make sure you flex here, and then extend, relax the knee. Just let your glute contract. Let's go one more, right? And that's really what I wanted to show you today. We're going to warm up, and then we're going to go ahead and go through the swamp lunges, the biomechanics assessment. And today, my glutes fired off, so I'm like, wow, what better time than to show you what I do for that. If I didn't have this, I would use a windowsill, anything that I could brace. The key with that movement is to come up straight with the hip flexion, and then turn, and then extend the leg while relaxing the knee. And what that does is it allows you to flex and activate the hip abductors into the glute muscle group. And once you've done that, the leg is relaxed, the power in the wheelhouse is activated, and at that point you've done your job. So this is exactly what we do. Biomechanics assessment, and then really outstanding work on top of that biomechanics assessment. For the remainder of the work today, I'm going to go into some lateral lunges, I'm going to go into some glute ham raises, and then I'm going to go outside and take a walk. I'm looking at the ocean now, it's incredible. Sun glistening, I gotta go, right? So I hope you have a blessed day, everybody. Once again, keep working as hard as possible, and if you're not doing Basketball Strength Volume 1 and Volume 2, do it. Take the link in my profile and get to it right away. Assess yourself using the swamp lunges exactly as I designed it in Volume 1. There's a specific reason why. You watch me call it out on myself today. When you're doing it, you'll realize how to call it out on yourself too. Here's what I recommend. Pick up 1, pick up 2, go through. Once you start Volume 1 doing it, and you have the swamp lunge cue card right in front of you, you'll know what I mean because you'll have it. I want you to make contact with me and send me the video of you doing them, so I can make sure you're getting off to the right start. This is a key. I don't even know how many people have used this offer that I'm giving you right now. But every time somebody reaches out, we make these corrections within matters of minutes. And then that will shift somebody's paradigm and leap it into a brand new space where, wait a minute, we previously had one set of goals, and now it just kind of opens Pandora's box into a completely other set of awesome goals. So do this. Pick up volume 1, pick up volume 2, and keep in touch with me. Great job.